Hello everyone, it's Barbara, and today's video is part of our series on tarot. So what we're doing is a video on each card in the Major Arcana to help understand the story in each card. Now keep in mind, in tarot, it doesn't matter what deck you're using. The first card always has the same type of story, maybe a little bit different flavor depending on which deck you're using, but it is the same basic card, as opposed to oracle decks where there's no structure. There's no standard. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to discuss the very first card in the Major Arcana, which is the 0 card. It goes from 0 to 21. And the 0 card is oftentimes called the Fool. Now, if you're using the Rider-Waite tarot, it looks like this. This is the standard. And I always tell people that we need to go off of how the picture makes us feel. Not the words that are on the picture, but the emotions in the picture. So even though this is called the Fool card, in today's age, the Fool is, equated with like an idiot. And that's not what this card is about. Look at this guy. Does he look like an idiot? No. The Fool is the person that can leave everything behind and start on a whole new journey. So if you look at this picture, he's got his staff, which can be used as a walking stick. And on the end of that is his baggage, which is very small. He's not carrying a lot of baggage. And that can be emotional baggage or it can be physical baggage. And the look on his face and the fact that he's holding that flower and he's in the sunshine, he's happy. He's happy that he's starting this new journey. And he's got a little dog down there by his side. And, beautiful sunny day. This is all about starting a new journey and being happy about it, being elated about it. Now, what's interesting with the standard Rider-Waite deck is if you look, he's going to basically step off a cliff. But this is his journey. This represents the journey. If he were just going to walk around over here, well, that's not really taking a risk. But he's going to step off the edge of this cliff and take a risk on this new journey. So this is, getting a new job. It's moving to a new city. It's starting a new relationship. It's taking a risk and starting a new journey. So what I want to do today is I've got 5 decks and I pulled out the 0 card from each deck. So we're going to start with the standard one. So we just talked about that. And now I'm going to bring up the other 4 and we're going to discuss those. They're all similar, but they're all different. So for example, when I do a tarot reading for someone, I'm considered a psychic, so I'm getting information from my guides and your guides, but then I'm using the tarot deck as affirmations. And I use a different deck depending on who I'm reading for. So I might use this deck for one person, and I might use this deck for another. It depends on what my guides tell me, because maybe they need something a little softer, and this deck is going to be softer. So they might resonate with something Celtic. So then maybe I use something like this. So it's like they're all ice cream, but they're different flavors. Hopefully that makes sense. So this is the Fool from the Rider-Waite deck. All right, I'm going to put that back there. This is the 0 card from Spiritsong tarot deck. And I'm going to have all the information on the decks below in the description. So you can always look up the decks. We carry most of these in the shop. And if you ever want to see them, I'm always more than willing to pull my deck out and let you see what the cards look like. So in the Spiritsong tarot deck, the 0 card is not called the Fool, it's called the Traveler. So I'm going to hold that up a little bit closer. And, you know, the 2 words underneath the Traveler is adventure and potential, which, you know, if you think about the Fool in this deck, that's pretty much what's going on here. He's going on an adventure and there's potential there. We don't know what's going to happen because he's taking a risk. So he is looking for that potential in his travels. And instead of stepping off a cliff over here, if you look at this, he's jumping over this chasm. So there's nothing here. And the terrain here looks totally different than the terrain here. So again, it's all about adventure and taking a risk. I don't know what's over there, but that's where I'm going. That's where I'm headed because I got the message that that's the direction I need to go in. And just like the Rider-Waite, this one has the sun shining as well. So there's that beautiful sun behind there. And the sun gives us energy. So we're getting energy. And if you look at the body language of this, it's leaping. The front legs pushed off and the back legs are just kind of going with the flow. So this is the 0 card in the Spiritsong Tarot. 2 totally different decks, but sort of the same story. Now, this is the 0 card, which is also called the Fool in the Druidic Tarot. And again, you've got a young person with some kind of a staff or walking stick. Again, the baggage. This little guy didn't have any baggage. Animals are smarter than we are. They don't carry baggage. And he's got his dog by him. That's Loyalty, his best friend. He's stepping off a cliff. Instead of a flower in his hand, he's got, you know, that one looked like kind of like a rose. This is more wildflowers. So he picked them along the way. And again, look at his face. He's content. He's happy. He's thinking, yeah, I'm going on an adventure. This is the first step of my journey. And I'm so excited because there's so many options out there. There's so much potential. Kind of like how we feel when we're, 18 and we're just starting our life as an adult. We need to not lose that as we get older. Again, there's sunshine. I don't know if you can see it. It's back here. There's the sun. So, same type of thing. He is stepping off onto his new adventurous journey. In the Celtic Dragon deck, again, we have a young person. He's got his walking stick. His baggage is actually right here on his waist. So it's hanging on his belt. Now, interestingly, this one doesn't have him stepping off a cliff, but one path goes this way and one path goes this way. So he's at a crossroads. There's a big dragon hiding in the trees back here, watching him. And there's a bunch of little dragons that are around him. To me, this talks about youth, and maybe listening to the correct guide, the one that is working with the light. Who's he going to listen to here? This is all about intuition. Which path am I going to take? I'm going to listen to my guides. Are they going to say this way? Are they going to say this way? I don't know. I feel like you should go this way because it seems like they're pointing that way. Go this way. So that is the 0 card, the Fool, from the Celtic Dragon Tarot deck. This one. So from the Angel Tarot deck, we have the 0 card being the Dreamer. So we've had the Fool, the Traveler, and now we have the Dreamer. And in this deck, all the major arcana are archangels. And this corresponds to Archangel Metatron. And if you know anything about the archangels, Archangel Metatron is the voice of God. So, you know, pretty high up. And there's different beings around this circle, which could be like guides. There's a dog at this young person's side. Now, is there a walking stick? I don't really see one. Doesn't mean it's not there. And where's his baggage? Well, I feel like there's a bag hanging on his shoulder. But again, it's small, very small baggage. And it looks like he's walking through a portal. So a portal into another world, a portal into another time. Because outside of where he is, there's a unicorn, there's an archangel, there's all these magical beings. Inside, there's the dog, and then there's a bird. But outside, there's all these magical beings. So it speaks of a journey from here to here. Also, on the bottom of these cards, it says leap of faith, follow your dreams, unexpected opportunities. Now, interestingly, this one speaks of unexpected opportunities, whereas these, the person or the antelope, they are making a conscious decision to move forward, a conscious decision to jump the chasm or to take that first step off the cliff or to take the path to the left or to the right. So this one, it almost seems like our guides are telling us which way to go. Yes, we have free will because we can take that or we can leave it, but this is more of an intuitive opportunity. Whereas maybe in these other decks, the intuition already happened and they're moving it forward because they chose to. This one, we're still working on the choosing. And in this deck also, when you receive an archangel, it's okay to talk to that archangel and say, okay, Archangel Metatron, you came into my life via this card. I need your help. And this is what I need your help with. And then state your question or issue and ask for help. You totally can ask for help. Just like you can ask the dragons and the unicorns for help. You can ask archangels. You can ask angels. You can ask ascended masters. If you don't know what an ascended master is, that would be like Mother Mary, Jesus, any of the saints. So that's 5 different versions of the 0 card, known as the Fool or the Traveler or the Dreamer. So when you receive this card in whatever form, just know that there's something coming up that's a journey for you. Know that maybe you had the idea in your head already, but now here's your affirmation, because a lot of times these cards are affirmations of something that we already have inside of us. Also know that when you take that first step, Do it with happiness. Look at that. Happiness, determination, glee. They're motivated. They're excited. There's all these options. The world is your oyster. So go with that. Don't do it with trepidation, because remember, whatever you worry about, that's what you're going to manifest. And these guys aren't worried. They're doing this because they know it's the right thing to do. So if you receive this card, just know that whatever it is that's going on in your mind, in your life, that this is the right thing to do, and do it with a smile. So that is the 0 card from the Major Arcana of Tarot. I hope you enjoyed this video and that it helped you. And if you ever wish to have a reading with me, just contact me either here or Facebook or our website. All the information will be listed below the video in the description. Thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Many, many blessings, my soul family.